Awesome game. Awesome job by these guys. We prepared for this all year. I wasn't preparing those guys for anything less than a championship. Now, our role was a little different this year, but at the end of the day, we got to our journey, and we enjoyed it. We had a lot of ups and downs. I battled with these guys battled with me, but eventually we became a family. We figured it out together. We grew as a team, we matured, we became friends, and then we just wouldn't allow ourselves to lose ball games. And the guys did a great job for me, for the community, for the school, and this is all about them. I'm not gonna make this about me. It's what these guys did for me. I'm proud of them, and I'm proud that I was able to coach those guys.
Coach, walk us through that play with, Deontay Johnson, who was playing the post. Was that play designed for him to penetrate with Brandon and Allen, Elmore hitting some big shots, and Brandon being your top guy to get to the hoop? Walk us through that play and that decision that you made with Deontay.
Yeah, well, it was a favorable matchup for us. I was just about to call a timeout until I saw that matchup, and then I was like, there's no way this guy can stay in front of him. This guy's an All-American, could be Player of the Year. And that just was the right matchup for us, so if I had called a timeout, I couldn't get anything better. And I just told those guys, flatten down. I was fully confident he was going to come out there with a foul or a basket. Only thing I was concerned with that he didn't go too early. And he went, with enough time to get the foul, made two, and then he's a great free throw shooter, so I didn't mind putting the ball in his hands. But then he went right on time, got the foul, should have made the basket, but got the foul, made the two free throws, and then now we go to our bread and butter, which is defense.
Speaking of defense, Bridgman and Stewart kind of plays those wings, but you were pushing them off the wings and pushing them inside. Talk about that, my mistake, but talk a little about that strategy. So they're really strong when they have all that room from the wing position.
Well, we talked about not allowing them to play in space. And we wanted to try to run them into the help, force them into the pick and roll where we can get them ultimate help. If they go baseline, our bigs got to show up early and rotate down. And we're just trying to limit those guys' touches. We know they're a hard guard. But my guys are up for the challenge. These guys are up for anything. We don't face guys, we don't play the University of South Carolina. We face elite level talent, so they're prepared to guard whoever they have to guard. But it was a tough matchup, no doubt about that. And the way they spaced us out, gave us a little bit of trouble. But the number one thing was we just had to figure out that zone. Guarding those guys, we can do that. We can guard anybody. I don't care how tough they are. But we just had to figure out that zone. And right about that 3 to 4 minute mark, I think we figured it out. I think I put them in the right positions where we stopped overloading the corner and spaced them out a little bit, and we were able to get some shots out of it.
With them based on playing and learning from them, learning their style, seeing them play in the regular season?
Right. It was tough because we played them real early in the year, so we didn't see how good they had became. They're obviously much better than we thought. I thought. But what we learned was that we could play with them when we played them. Even though we lost them, we knew we could play them. We had them down 12, and then the bottom fell out on us. But that's what I learned from that. I know those guys learned from it. But just through the course of the season, the things that we've learned, to trust, to fly around the ball, to share the ball offensively, to be selfless is the lessons that we learned. And that didn't come from any particular game. That just came from growth, adversity, and success, for that matter.
Well, I got the ball on the out of bounds, and I just was like, big players make big plays in the last seconds, and I know Coach at the 2 minute mark he moved out the way and just let us make big plays. So I thank God I got the ball. It was my chance to show the team that we here, and I took the ball to the right, got fouled, and the whole time I'm on the line, like, man, we made it, because these free throws good, these cash. So.
You got that confidence. They know who was called, and what does it mean, you being a senior, hit those shots and win the championship for your team?
It means so much because, like, man, we've been just trying to get this championship for the longest. Like last year, we came short. We lost to Fort Valley by 1 point, 1 rebound. So we had our mindset that we doing it for each other, and we can't let each other down. So winning this championship means a lot to me, Andrew, to the guys that been in the system and get a ring. So we made it, man. We did it. So that's all.
Coach, 4 players in double figures. How much of a luxury is it to have players that can show up? I mean, the other night, you had Jordan Smith to open the tournament. You had Brandon and now Andrew comes through and scores big for you for the tournament. What's the luxury like having offensive luxury like that?
Hey, players win ball games. Coaches just prepare them. And I'm just fortunate to coach a bunch of guys that all can play. You know, when you come to Benedict, you got to be able to play. And these guys understand, you know, my level of excellence is probably different than anybody else's level of excellence. So the way they develop their game, they improve their game, to have the ability to get into these types of game and be able to make plays, that's solely on them. And that's the choice that they made to make sure that they develop their skills where they can make these type of plays. But it's a great luxury when they can't key in on one guy. We got about 9 to 10 guys that all can play. And my job is to make sure those guys are selfless, because with all the talent that we have, we can't be a selfish ball club. We got to share the ball, and we got to get it done on defense, because offense, when you got a group that's just trying to do their own thing offensively and you got the talent that you have, it's not going to work. And so these guys sacrifice. Hey, Deontay Johnson and Brennan Renard are 2 all-conference performers on any other team, player of the year on any other team. On this team, they made great sacrifices to give us to make us deeper, to make us better by coming off the bench and accepting that role. So, I mean, that just tells you a lot about these guys and the character of these guys. It was all about winning.
Andrew, throughout the tournament, you contributed, but not as much as you did in the championship game. Talk a little about your poise for the tournament and showing up when it counted.
Throughout the tournament, I know the first few games I wasn't shooting as well, but my teammates, the coaches even told me to keep confidence. In this game, I knew I had to help out more. When Jordan went down with the eye injury, and then Allen stepped in, but I knew I had to make big plays, make big shots. Thankful for my team just to believe in me, keep feeding me the ball, and I was just ready to shoot.
What's it like sharing this senior moment with Deontay over on your right? I mean, he comes up with the big plays for the end, and you lead your team in scoring for the night. Contribute like that.
The type of relationship me and Deontay got, I've been knew him since younger days. We grew up high school. We played rec ball. We don't play in the park. So me and him got a brotherly-like relationship. So I know the things he can do and he can't do. When Coach gave him the opportunity to go one-on-one, I knew he was going to make the best decision to get fouled and hit 2 free throws to win the game.
Brandon, talk about your performance in the tournament, MVP. The other night, I mean, you didn't score big, but I believe you had 8 assists, if I'm not mistaken. 8 or 7 assists. Just talk about pacing the offense throughout this tournament and that whole experience leading up to the championship and MVP.
A lot of people was kind of locked in on me after the first 2 games, and so I was just driving and kicking, and my teammates was making shots, so it peeled my assist up, but they was locked in on me about I was trying to get to the basket, and then they'll step up and I'll just drop it off, and Deontay and Roberto and Chuck, they all made shots.
Every time you drive to the hoop, it seemed like in the first half it just wasn't there. At what point do you say to yourself, okay, we'll leave the ISO alone and I'll start kicking the ball out for shots? I think really my one you hit, if I'm not mistaken, you hit elbow for one, which was a big three-point basket.
Well, they all sat back on me, so once they started doing that, I was like, I ain't gonna be able to get to the basket, so I gotta stay in the offense and stay poised and get players get other players shots.
Yeah, but most of that was on me. I didn't put him in the best situation against the 3-2 zone to turn the corner or to get good looks. And he don't have that option not to be in attack mode, so he had to continue to attack. But so that's mostly on me. But like I said, down the stretch, I figured out how I could get him freed up, and I figured out how I could get my shooters freed up by putting one in each corner, making them essentially go to man, and having that big having to come out to him, and now he could have turned the corner, and those guys could have, once they started cheating off him, we got the open shots, and then when they stayed home, he got to the basket and dropped off to the bigs. So that's really wasn't on him. That was just a tactical error on my part early on in the game.
Okay, so with him, even if it's hit or miss, his strategy is to attack with hopes that it'll open up regardless of if he scores or not.
Yeah, offensively, he has to be in attack mode for us to be successful. He has to be in attack mode. He don't have that's not a decision he can make. He has to be in attack mode. I'll decide if I need to get him out, get him a break, or do something different. Offensively, Andrew Jordan has to take shots, take and make shots, take and miss shots. Offensively, Deontay Johnson has to be aggressive. We don't talk about shot selection and what shots you should take. We talk about decision making. As long as they're making the right decisions and sharing the ball, we don't care. But there's certain things they got to do to make us successful. He can't be passive. He can't pass down shots. Those guys can't let one-on-one coverage guard them. They got to win their one-on matchups. And so, like I said, offensively takes care of itself. We win basketball game defensively. And, so you made the comment that Andrew didn't contribute much in those first games, but he didn't contribute offensively, but he stayed in the game because defensively he was locked in and he forced some guys into tough shots. We're going to get offense. I mean, like I said, we got enough talent that we are fortunate enough that if he have a bad shooting night, we got enough people where, somebody else can carry the load. But that's not going to happen every night. He's been playing this game for a long time. He's going to have some nights. We know it was going to come. So they can't, every night ain't going to be your night, but I don't want my guys to worry about that. But every night got to be your night defensively. You cannot, it's no excuse, you cannot not defend.
Walker's career went down in the first half. What happened? You got back on the court. What was your decision, coach, or his? Take us through that. It seems like you lost a step when it went down.
I'll take you through it. Okay, yeah, well, I didn't even saw what happened. I just saw him coming up limping. And, my mind already racing that, oh, man, he's done for the game. But he came to me and like he want to get taped up and he can go. And I kept asking him, and he got kind of frustrated with me. I was like, you sure you can go? You sure? He's like, yeah, I'm good. And so normally we rest him a little bit, but I didn't want to rest him because he wanted to go. He wanted to stay out there, and I didn't want to get stiff on him. So we just left him out there, and, man, he's a warrior. I mean, people don't do that. You really got to be